later. So we wanted to remind you that we have tutoring available for our students through the My Tutor by Paper Learning. So if you need more information, you can click the link. We're gonna have the PowerPoint up and available for you. You can also access it through the district website. They have a lot of resources there to help your student access tutoring if they need it.
And
It's
also,
24. Go ahead.
and I'm sorry to interrupt. And also the icon, My Tutor, is on the student's class link on their Chromebook. So it's all the way in the bottom on their Chromebook. So that's another way that the student can access the resources.
Thank you for that, Ms. Martinez. Another great resource, we're having a information night on October 27th from 6 to 7:30. Ms. Martinez, do you want to share, since this is one of your former students?
Well, this is, I was very pleased to see that one of my former students, he is, Mr. Dossi is one of our former students that graduated from Paramount High School. He is taking part of the 2-year for free at Cerritos College. Cerritos will be hosting a informational session October the 27th for all students that are interested in getting the 2 years free at a community college. The English presentation, the link is there, as well as the Spanish. So there'll be both presentations for both parent and students to access. So we encourage all students to join in and get more information in regards to the 2-year for free community college.
And then just a couple of food distribution events that we have coming up. We have the food distribution by Collins Neighborhood Association, which will be happening this Saturday, October 24th. For this specific event, the one that you see to your left, you do need to pre-register. So you can register by scanning the QR code that you see on the flyer, or registering by using that bit.ly link that's there. And that's this Saturday, October 24th from 9 to 12. We also have another one coming up next week on Tuesday, October 27th from 4 to 6:30. This one's at the Linwood City Park. You don't need to register for this one, but I believe it's first come, first serve. And it's also a food, you need to, no walk-up, so it's just with your car. And then another drive-through food distribution is on Wednesday, October 28th from 9 to 11 a.m. Again, this one's also no walk-ups. You don't need to pre-register for this one. And that's it for announcements. So with that being said, I want to introduce Ms. Diaz and Mr. Faulkner, our school deans, who will be sharing with us about attendance today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Faulkner. I'm one of your deans here, along with Ms. Diaz.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Today, we want to discuss a little bit about attendance and how attendance is tracked, how it's looked at, what the teachers are looking for, and ways that you can assist your child at home and making sure that they get make sure they get proper credit for their attendance. When we went on distance learning, we were all experienced with having to navigate through the internet, having to learn. Your child had to learn via internet, via online. The state has put out this code, which is Senate Bill 98. It's the attendance procedures that every school has to adopt, and this is the way that we track attendance for each student here at Paramount High School. There are codes that we use, and so if you can see the black icon, the black lettering on the left-hand side of the slide, the blank, the MAT, MAT, the CON, CON, the UNV, and the NP, those are all attendance codes. And so Senate Bill 98 tells us that we need to track the attendance using these codes. So if you have a blank for a student, which means there's nothing next to their name and their attendance, that means your child was in class that day and actually participated in class. If there's a MAT, M-A-T next to it, that code indicates that the student completed assignments or assessments, but was not present during the live instruction of class. If there is a con made, C-O-N, that means the student made contact with the teacher, with the attendance office, or the parent or guardian made that contact to explain to the teacher their reasoning for not being able to attend class that day, or maybe that particular period. Because sometimes things may happen, a student may miss period 2, but they were present for period 1. And so, excuse me. And so for con, that is the mark that you would get. If you see a UNV, that means the student was not present, no contact was made, and nothing was established, which means it's unverified. And then that last one, which is NP, it says the student did not participate, which means the student actually logged into class. Either they had their camera on, they had their camera off, but they didn't participate. They didn't complete any work. They didn't complete any assignments. They didn't engage in the lesson for that day by answering questions or asking questions. And so they received the NP. And so the state did it this way so that we can make sure that students are accountable, excuse me, for the lesson that is being taught. And what they mean by accountable, they mean putting forth some type of effort to learn for the day. And so that participation piece is really key for parents to understand and also for students to understand. So if we move over to the next slides. Ms. Diaz, did you have anything to share? Excellent.
She had to take a phone call.
Okay.
She had to take a phone call from a parent, so.
Okay, sorry.
No worries.
So at Paramount High School, our attendance procedures, we have different ways of tracking it. We have the attendance procedures. We have absence verification forms. We have perfect attendance recognition. We have successful tips. And we also have newsletters that goes out to the parents. All of these things are coming from our office, which is the Student Services Office. And so this is all of the information that we want to share to the parents. We want to share to the students on how they will be able to access the information, how they will be able to respond or communicate back and forth with the school and with the teachers. So on our website, under the Student Services tab, there are different sections that you can go to. And that first one was the attendance tab. And so within that attendance tab, there's a description of how distance learning, the procedures are done. And it's for the parents. It's for the parents to understand. It's for the parents to get acclimated with, and so that they can get accustomed with seeing the school codes that are used to verify their child's attendance, their child's absence, or their child's participation. And then underneath it is the way that we track it by having the attendance clerks. And so to the right, there's a box with the attendance clerks, but underneath there, the names of all the attendance clerks that we have, and it's alphabetized. And so that is alphabetized by the student's last name also. And so whenever a parent needs to send in a doctor's note or something like that to verify the reasoning for their child being absent, they would identify which clerk their child is assigned to, and then they would click on that and either email them for communication. But we made things just a little bit simpler because we reached out to parents, we've reached out to teachers, and we also addressed it with our attendance clerk to try to navigate and find better solutions. And so what we came up with was an actual verification form that can be used. And this attendance verification form is really simple. You go on to the website, and then to that right box, there's the submission form section there. And so on that submission form section, you would click on that, and it'll send you to this link where you can fill out your email address, you can fill out your child's name, And then also you can give the reasoning for your student being absent along with the date. And so there are different codes and different reasons that are here that are acceptable right out the gate, like court, funeral, illness. And then for that other section, you know, it's COVID, things happen. You know, students have to do certain things due to their living condition that we have no control over. And so that other section is there also, just for parents to give a quick, brief description of the reason for their child being absent from school for that day. Along with the attendance and with all of this, we want to make sure that we provide some type of incentive, some type of reason for wanting to come to school and join and be a part daily. And so we also have Perfect Attendance Awards. And so the Perfect Attendance Awards is highlighted every month it's highlighted various ways through our social media. And here is, we put every student's name on the website so that they can see. So for the month of September 2020, these are the 10th grade students that received the Perfect Attendance Award for that month. Any questions real quick? I know I'm kind of moving, so I just want to make sure that I address anything. Ms. Lizette, if there are any questions in the chat box, could you please just stop me so I can address them as I go?
Yeah, no questions
Okay.
at this time. I'm not sure if our parent right now is able to go on the mic anyway, because I think she's at work.
Okay, not a problem. And so for our attendance, this is how we're doing it. But we also want to be able to communicate with parents. If you see the fourth bullet is weekly successful tips. On our website, there's in the student service section, you will click on that and then go to student service information. And then I think it's in the right-hand section. Tips of the week, there it is. So if you look at these informational videos that are conducted by Ms. Diaz and myself, we walk parents through how to access certain things. And so week 5, I think, is an overview of everything. There's one link in there where we show parents how to access Parent View, how to look at their child's grades, how to look at their child's attendance. There's tips for students also, things that they can do to try and get them to engage more in the class. And so these are really helpful tips that I think are beneficial. We've gotten great response back from teachers and also parents and students in regards to how this information was beneficial to them, because their child really didn't look at the computer too much up until they were forced to. And once they were forced to, they were kind of lost. And so with these videos, it helps navigate and guide them to where they need to go to find certain information. And what I mean by certain information, I'm not saying just the actual classroom, but how to email, how to access teachers, how to look at certain assignments. All of these things they're right there in front of you, but they're at the click of a button. And sometimes students or parents don't know that it's just that simple to just click a button and that information is right there. So these videos are helpful and they'll be able to guide you a lot better as you as the parent also navigate your way through this new way of learning. And so we went over that. Let's see. The parent newsletter we also generate those every other week. And we just pretty much remind students of certain things that they can do, and also give parents information about upcoming events, or like right here, it's the attendance verification form. We just rolled that out about 2 weeks, and so we wanted to make sure that parents had access to it in multiple ways. We sent it out through this one, we sent it out through the phone blast, and also we sent out text messages directly to parents who were unable to look at it other ways. And so this newsletter, it gives you everything that we have. It gives you also the bell schedule. A lot of times parents don't know what time the class in school starts now that we're on distance learning. So this right here was a big one for us. Once we put that up there, we got a lot of response back from parents stating that they never knew that school started at this particular time. They always thought it still started at 7:45. So having that posted right there and right at their hands was really great. Ms. Diaz, welcome back. Would you like to share anything?
I think you got it down. I apologize. I had to answer a parent phone call. But yes, keep going.
Okay. And so just as you look at the website, please take a look at the student services tab. There are helpful information that's on there that can assist you as the parent and also your child being a student here at Paramount. Ms. Lizette?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Faulkner and Ms. Diaz. And so, Esmeralda, where are you? So, I mean, I know that we have a parent here today, and so I don't know if you have any questions regarding attendance. And I'm not sure if she's able to get on the mic, but if you can write it in the chat box, because I believe she's at work. I'm waiting to see, sorry. No, so there's no questions. So really, for our goal for today, obviously, I know Ms. Wright, you've joined us before, but our goal is really to get more of this information to our parents. A lot of our parents are struggling as to how to support their students during distance learning. We really wanted to have an opportunity to have more of a dialogue with parents that are encountering some challenges. And so we had posed some questions that we wanted to address as a team. And so I was wondering, I wanted to propose, because I don't know if Ms. Wright is encountering any challenges with attendance or with engagement with her own student at this time, so that maybe we could address those specifically, since we have the opportunity to do so. Okay. So she says her son is actually doing great with attendance at this time, which I think is awesome. I think some of this information is really valuable, and I'm sure you're doing some things that you've put in place at home to really support him and being engaged on school and so forth. So I wanted to see what a consensus was. And she's sharing that he's home alone during virtual learning. And I think that's where some parents are struggling, even if they are home, but they're not engaging as we would hope for. So I was wondering, since there aren't any challenges in regards to her own student at this time, what we would like to do as a team. Do we want to move forward with something, since it really doesn't apply to Ms. Wright at this time? And do you want to stop recording, Esmeralda? Just briefly.
Mount High. So currently right now we're doing a lot of workshops for college applications. So I know Ms. Martinez is going to be talking about what she's doing Monday with financial aid, but just a brief overview. On Mondays we do have financial aid workshops, 1 to 2, and then I host office hours from 2 to 3. And then Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we have CSU, Cal State University applications, workshops 1 to 2, and then office hours again, 2 to 3. Thursdays, we have UC applications, 1 to 2, office hours 2 to 3, and Fridays will be community college applications, 1 to 2, and then office hours 2 to 3. So every single day, Monday through Friday, we do have something going on from roughly 1 to 3, whether it's a workshop for a specific college application, or if it's just drop-in office hours, if you need help with a scholarship or anything like that. And we do, again, have our CCC website. Not sure if you have checked it out, but I can put the link in the chat for you. Lots of resources there for your son. And again, if he has any questions, he can message us on Schoology, or again, just drop by one of those office hours. And Ms. Martinez, if you want to talk about your Monday financial
And
aid.
then as far as financial aid, this is for students that want to continue their education, that being at a community college, a 4-year, or a trade or vocational school. What I recommend students to do first and foremost is to start their FSID, apply for, to apply for that. Again, like Justine said, Justine said, I do host Mondays and Wednesdays, Mondays from 1 to 2. But if the student can also send me an email through Schoology, through the class of 2021, he can send me an email, Miss Martinez, Anna Martinez, and I can set up an appointment with him just to kind of guide him on what he needs to do, as well as with you, because sometimes I do work with parent and student jointly, because you do as a parent also, if he is your first child, then that means that you will have to create an FSID if you haven't done so for yourself, and also one for him, and then we will proceed to do the financial aid. Documents that are needed, it will be your 2019 income tax return, as well as your information, apart from the student's information which such as your social security, date of birth, and so forth. Again, like I said, I do host Mondays from 1 to 2. Students can drop in anytime, but I always encourage students to make an appointment so that way I can review or go through it individually with them, because I know it's private information that they're sharing.
In regards to your message in the chat, we do have lots of scholarship opportunities. So if you want him to message me on Schoology, I can send him a bucket load of links, almost even overwhelming. So I can send him a few at a time because there's so many opportunities out there. So put my name in the chat, have him message me, and I can get that information for him.
And we have his
list.
name too. She shared his name at the beginning. So we can also do that where we can connect with him, or have one of you ladies connect with him to support him. Are there any other additional questions, Ms. Wright, that you may have? You got a lot of individualized